We are wanting to help you understand the best way to maximize your marketing efforts pre-show, during the show, and post-show, because there are a lot of different ways to utilize different channels, whether it be email marketing, whether it be sponsorship opportunities within the show, even your sales process after the show, print advertising, and programs, all of these things that become a part of the process of a successful marketing initiative for a trade show.
We've talked a lot about lately accepting responsibility and taking ownership over your success at a conference, because the conference organizers can only do so much. FPMA has made it easier than ever. They're going to give everyone the attendee contact list, and it will include most emails for attendees. And exhibitors should receive that 2 weeks before the conference. If you're doing an innovation theater, you'll get it 4 weeks before the conference. So they're giving you plenty of opportunity to get your message across before the conference.
Let's start with email marketing then. In my experience working with my clients, email marketing has become the most successful tactic in our campaign. If you are getting email addresses for most of the attendees at the show, there is no reason why you shouldn't be able to reach out to them and make them aware of the fact that you're going to be there. What is your showcase product or service? What are you really featuring at the show? And with that, do you have one? Or are you just like, whatever, we're just going to promote the entire kitchen sink? I don't really recommend that, but these are your goals. So what's your goal for the show? And you've got to utilize email marketing ahead of time to make sure people are excited about what you are going to bring, and you kind of create a pre-show buzz in that sense.
And if you're wondering, what the heck am I supposed to tell people about before the conference? Obviously, you want to tell them about any kind of specials you're running. This isn't really your key to success anymore, because people are used to everybody having show specials, but you want to include it anyways. You want to include any invitations to anything you're participating in, like the innovation theaters at SAM, or if you're going to host a lunch and learn or a dinner or any kind of event, make sure that you include an invitation and all the details for that. And then also make sure that you give them a reason to come to your booth that's not related to the show special. So this would be typically a call to action, like make sure you stop by the booth to get your free practice marketing kit, or to sign up for our free webinar, or to collect your super awesome promotional item Bluetooth speaker.
How do you choose your show special? My recommendation would be the product that is kind of your staple product. So if you are a dispensing company and you have this is just an example, and you have a moisturizer that is always, that's your staple product. That's what everyone knows. And they're looking forward to stocking up at the show with a discount. And now you've got them at the booth to talk about something else that is that newer product, where maybe it's a more expensive product that you just haven't been able to make those sales on yet. Or maybe it's a brand new product that you are wanting to introduce to your current customers to cross-sell.
Another fun thing to tell them is who's going to be at the booth for your company, especially if you've got reps that are recognizable, either regional reps or heads of the company. Make sure to include their photo and a little welcome message from them, because podiatry is such a great industry where we all know each other, and that kind of personal interaction is what's going to get attention for you. Another thing to consider before the show that you can do in addition to email marketing is a mailing, just to highlight the things that you're going to do while you're there, an event that you're doing, so that's an invitation, or if you're doing a workshop or any kind of special product demo. A lot of times we say that print ads and mailings don't work, but in this case it does, because it's going to a very specific group of people and they're looking for a specific thing before they go to a conference.
And I agree, because direct mail, while it is more expensive than email marketing, it doesn't go to a spam folder. It doesn't go to a clutter folder. It goes to an actual physical inbox. And because sometimes emails do go to spam and they don't get seen, that is a major pitfall of email marketing. direct mail can get expensive, but you may also want to look at your mailing list and say, okay, well, we don't really need to send a mailing to our current customers because your emails likely won't go to their spam folder because they are your current customers and they probably add you as a trusted sender to their emails. So maybe you choose only the prospects on the list. So just do it strategically so that you don't get a lot of what we call waste circulation, spend money on mailers that you don't need to be mailing, and really just strategize who that's going to with a very specific purpose.
Now, what are some things that you can do at show? Before we get into the different things that FPMA is offering, I want to tell you a little thing that Sarah and I did recently at a show. We timed one of our emails that was going out to the specific lunch break at that conference. So we sent out our newsletter during a lunch break at a conference that we were going to be at. And what happened with that is people got that email on their phone while they were at that conference. And while they're walking around, they looked at our booth, saw the logo, recognized it from the email, and made the connection. So you can do email marketing that is sent automatically while you're at the conference, but do some planning ahead of time and look at the schedule and plan it accordingly so that it goes out at a time that you can benefit from it.
So there are a lot of different options at your disposal for marketing at the show. And I think it's just really important to consider and almost go through the show in a DPM shoes and think, what's going to have an effect with them? What are they going to walk by? What are they going to see? What are they going to engage with? Are they going to engage with that app, or are they going to engage with the printed program? You won't find me advocating for a lot of print advertising, but at a show, absolutely, because that program is the program that they are flipping through constantly throughout the weekend. And so it's possible that they're going to go back and forth through that program and see your ad multiple times.
So FPMA does offer advertising on their app options. One of the things that I think that they offer that will work with the app is the push notification. So you can buy push notifications in sets of 4. And if you think clearly, just like with the well-timed email message, if you choose your push notification message and time it well, and make it something concise and attention grabbing, then a well-timed app push notification could work for your benefit. And they're relatively inexpensive. I think they're $250 each or something like that, and you can get a few a day. Sarah, you mentioned one of your favorites was the Wi-Fi sponsor, because the last time we were at SAM, the Wi-Fi sponsor, they got to choose the password for each day. Everyone is getting, they need their Wi-Fi at the conference. So every day they're going to be typing in something to do with your brand. Yeah, another one of the options that FPMA offers, and we've seen this at a couple different conferences, is the floor stickers. And I love this because they're unique and relatively inexpensive. I think you can buy 20 for like $260. So imagine if you had 100. And, if you're a new company whose logo isn't well known, then just putting your logo on these stickers will be a huge boost to your brand visibility.
The most cost-effective way is the digital marketing, but at a show, while printed materials may be more costly, I think it's more advantageous to do more printed, whether it be signage and program advertisements at the show, because digital may get lost in the shuffle with everything else that's going on during the show. So ultimately, I guess the point here is this is when you have a big group of people as a captive audience. This is when you can really showcase printed materials because they don't really have anywhere else to look. They have to see your stuff. So this is the time to maybe maximize a print budget.
And let's not forget about the items that are just included with your booth fee or your sponsorship, like your logo placement on their website or in an email. If you are asked to provide a logo, don't send them a link to your homepage. Don't send them a link to a specific landing page that you've created for this purpose that has a brief message on it with a clear call to action and a lead form where you can capture their contact information. Another thing that is often included is your company listing. Think hard about what you put here. Put the contact information not for the show planner for your company, put it for the sales rep. Make sure that the description is not 75 words that's generic about the things that you do for your company. Make it specific to the conference. Don't just recycle your company description that you use for every conference that's just generic.
Regardless of which of these marketing options you choose, if it is a portion of the app, if it is a printed advertisement or banners, if it's the Wi-Fi app, the point is you have to be strategic about it. So maximize it by planning. And if you're doing a print ad, I would do a full page ad, because it's like kind of go big or go home. If you're going to do it, do it. I wouldn't do anything halfway, because we know how hard it is to make an impression in the first place. So if you're going to do it in a way that makes a real impact and that is engaging.
Then after the conference, you'll obviously have a list of leads that you want to follow up on. And so those follow-ups are going to be more personal. Make sure that they are personal. Make sure that not only are they added to whatever your e-blast campaign is, but that you send personal emails to that person that follows up on whatever you talked about while you were at the conference. And this is where lead retrieval comes in handy, because it easily tracks quickly who you did talk to at the conference. So if you anticipate being very busy at your booth, I would definitely consider lead retrieval. It's inexpensive for this conference. So your post-show follow-up is going to include an e-blast campaign. Push out your message that you were driving home, or your special saying, last chance to act, we're still honoring this. If you had an event, include any downloads from that event, like handouts or white papers or anything like that.
Maybe you do a post-show webinar that you send another email blast to all of the leads that you had at the show and said, thank you for stopping by the booth. We want to do a quick post-show recap with you to talk about the items that you were potentially interested in. And then it's kind of like another little event or something that they're going to get benefit out of. So try to find some ways to get them to mark on their calendar to give you time after the show, so that you can basically elevate your chances of closing that sale.
A lot of people are sometimes scared of email marketing. They're worried that people are going to feel like they're being spammed. I don't find email as intrusive as a phone call. And think about it when you're a consumer and you're receiving email messages. Sure, some of them are annoying, but when you're getting emails from companies that you're looking for their information from, then that's valuable. And I wouldn't just schedule one email and call it a day. You need to schedule repetitive emails and make sure that here's just an insider tip, each email has to be unique from the last, because a lot of times if they're too similar, they'll be threaded in a conversation, and so they'll get lost. But you have to be in their face as a reminder. Otherwise, they're just going to forget about you. One email in a sea of 100 emails per day is not going to get their attention.
Individuals did have that fear of, well, I don't want to become that annoying company that's constantly emailing. Well, do you want to be that annoying company that's constantly bothering the front desk and the staff you've got to get in with the staff. A lot of times, like, the staff has to like you. And if you're constantly calling an annoying Susie gatekeeper, you're not making a very good relationship out of the gate with her. So email marketing, like Ann said, is much less intrusive than a phone call. And if they don't want it, trust me, they will opt out, or they will email you and say, I don't want to see your emails anymore. There are hundreds of other physicians that don't mind seeing your emails. They might not connect with all of them, but if they don't opt out, they're saying, this isn't the message I'm interested in right now, but I'm willing to see what you still have. Maybe something helpful will come eventually, or when I'm ready for it. And just keep sending them, because it's a quick delete. It's not that big of a deal.
So the bottom line here is one easy way to ensure your success at a conference is by pre-planning your marketing ahead of time. And you want to consider pre-show, at show, and post-show. And you want to consider digital as well as print. So look at the FPMA prospectus at all the different options they have. I'm sure they're still accepting new orders for all their different a la carte options. And just think about what your goal is, and then craft a message and then drive that message home.